Have you ever just stared at that blinking cursor on a blank screen? You want to write a resume, maybe a letter, or just get some ideas down. Well, if that's you, you are in exactly the right place. Today, we're going to break down the absolute basics of Microsoft Word, giving you everything you need to get started, like right now.
Yeah, going from that blank page to a finished document, it can feel like a huge leap, right? But I promise you, it is so much easier than it looks. So let's just jump in with the very first step.
Okay, so first things first. How do you even open the program? I mean, it's the most basic step, right? And there are actually a couple of super simple ways to do it. And one of them, well, it's a neat little trick that'll make you feel like a pro from the get-go.
So the first way is probably the one you'd guess. Just click on your Start menu and type Word. Super simple, right? But there's also a faster, kind of more direct way using something called the Run command. Let's check out how they compare.
Look, the Start menu is great. It's easy, it's intuitive, it gets the job done. But if you want a little burst of speed, you've got to try the Run command. All you do is press the Windows key and the letter R at the same time, type in WinWord, that's one word, WinWord, and boom, hit Enter. Seriously, it's a fantastic shortcut to have in your back pocket. All right, so the program's open. Now what? Well, the next step is getting that blank page, right? Think of it as your digital canvas, totally ready for all your amazing ideas.
And here's the cool thing. The moment you open Word, it's already one step ahead of you. See? It automatically gives you a fresh blank document. And if you look way up at the top at the title bar, you'll see it even has a temporary name, something like Document 1. You literally haven't had to do anything yet.
But what happens if you're already working on something and you need another new document? Well, you've got two great options. You can take the scenic route, go up to the File menu, click New, or you can use the super fast keyboard shortcut. Just hit Control and N.
I'm telling you, you need to make this shortcut a habit. Control+N. It is your new best friend for starting things in a flash. Honestly, the less you have to take your hands off the keyboard to grab the mouse, the quicker you're going to be.
Okay, listen up, because this next part, it might be the single most important thing we talk about today. Saving your work. There is truly nothing worse than pouring your time and effort into a document only to have it vanish. So let's make sure that never, ever happens to you.
Now, Word gives you a bunch of ways to do this. You can go up to the File menu and hit Save. You can also click that little floppy disk icon, you know the one, in the Quick Access toolbar at the very top. Or, and this is my personal favorite, you can use that beautiful keyboard shortcut, Control+S.
See the title bar up there? It still says Document 1. Think of that as your warning sign. It means the file is unsaved, it's just living temporarily in your computer's memory. If the power went out right now, poof, your work would be gone. But then, once you save it, magic. You give your file a real name, something like first.docs, and watch that title bar. It updates instantly. That is your confirmation. That's how you know your hard work is safe and sound.
So again, you can probably guess what I'm going to say. That keyboard shortcut is the way to go. Make Control+S a complete reflex. Just finished a great sentence? Control+S. Pausing to think for a second? Control+S. It is the absolute simplest way to protect your work as you go. So, you've created your masterpiece. You've saved it. Awesome. But how do you get back to it tomorrow or next week? Let's talk about the next logical step, opening a file you've already saved. And this whole process should be starting to feel pretty familiar now. You've got the menu option, go to File, click Open, and then browse for your file. Or you've got another fantastic shortcut, Control+O. And hey, O for Open makes it pretty easy to remember, right?
And there you have it, Control+O. That'll pop open a window so you can find your file and jump right back in. And just like that, we've covered creating, saving, and opening. Those are like the three pillars of managing any document, and you've got them down.
Okay. Now that you're a pro at handling files, let's take a quick tour of the screen itself. The best way to think about the Word interface is like your digital desk, where all your tools are perfectly laid out right in front of you. So let's start with a quick bird's eye view. Way up at the top, that's the title bar. Right below that, you have this big thing called the ribbon. That's where all your tools live. And way down at the bottom is the status bar, which gives you all sorts of useful info at a glance. All right, let's zoom in on that top section. First, you've got the Quick Access toolbar. That's where you'll find shortcuts like the Save button. Then there's the title bar, which, as we know, shows your file name.
And then way over on the right, you've got your standard window controls. Minimize, maximize, and close.
Okay, now for the main event, your actual workspace. You see those words at the top like Home and Insert? Those are your tabs. Think of them like categories of tools. When you click on a tab, that big ribbon right below it changes to show you all the options in that category. Then, of course, you've got the page itself, where you do your writing, and the rulers and scroll bars to help you move around.
And finally, let's look all the way down at the bottom. That's the status bar. Seriously, think of this as your document's dashboard. It tells you what page you're on, how many words you've written, even the language you're using. Plus, it gives you quick access to different view modes and that handy zoom slider. It's so useful.
Now, one of the most useful things on that dashboard are the view modes. Print layout is the one you'll use 99% of the time. It's the default, it's where you write and edit. But read mode is also really cool. It strips away all the toolbars and just lets you focus on the text. You can't make changes in read mode, which makes it absolutely perfect for proofreading your work when you're done.
And that's really it. I mean, think about it. You now know how to start Word, how to create, save, and open your files, and you know your way around the entire workspace. You have all the core skills you need to get going. So really, the only question left is, what are you going to create first?